something with the audience, and they are given about 8 to 18 minutes. And you guys can be one day, if you'd like to share something, you can actually come here and share about anything, your business, about ideas, share some knowledge and stuff like that. Okay. Now, while we are waiting for this event to kick off, we take this time to introduce ourselves. So you are given about a minute to tell us about who you are, what you do, or anything interesting that you want people to know about you, right? So maybe we'll start from here, and then everybody can tell them. Yeah. Okay. Start.
Hi, my name is Derek. I'm a stock trader, but I'm doing stock trading full times. Been doing it for 5 years. My wife also refer me as a house husband because I'm going home for exercise and take care of house. At this moment, what I'm doing part time is I also create a system where I will help people to accumulate wealth with little to no money to start with. Okay, yes.
My name is Ha Dong-sik. I came from Korea.
Right.
Temporarily I study health master course here.
Okay.
And my former job is I work for Korea Telecom, and this is my last subject. So after finish this subject, I will come back to Korea.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, Ms. Tracy.
My name is Tracy. The reason I come for this event is so that I can learn some things. And myself, personally, I hope to one day start my own online business. So now is the time to put in as much. I'm an open book now. So I do have some ideas on what to do for my website. So I just come for such events to meet people, the like-minded people. Maybe we can align with certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm currently working with a company called Optic.mine. It's mainly a reservation system with discount rate. You can enjoy discount at the restaurants with my website. And yeah, we are currently expanding, so you feel free to talk to me about it. All right.
Thank you. And it's you. Would you like to say something? Tell everybody about yourself. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Yisian, and I'm sharing something with you all today.
Okay. Thank you. Ah. Well, there are plenty of it. Let me think of one where you can actually do. Okay. This one, but that's more on a motivational thing. Yeah.
This one I used to do.
Okay.
We can kind of form a circle, please. Okay,
Circle.
just stand up and form a circle. Virtual circle, virtual circle. Just also come in.
You need this on tape.
No need, no need.
Okay.
Well, maybe just that. I'll tell you a word, okay? Maybe a word like startup or lead or whatever, and the person beside me, okay, must tell everyone a related word. Okay? Like I say startup, you might say business, or you might say investment, or you might say teaching. Okay? Now if you say teaching, then beside you must say a word related to teaching. Okay? Now you cannot say something unrelated. If you say something unrelated, you are disqualified. And you must tell the word within like 2-3 seconds. Okay? Going to be quite fast. Okay? Now
So
practice.
you disqualified, then you leave the circle, right?
Leave the circle, yes.
Okay.
Just sit down, okay? And the person, the last one standing, will get something. You win a prize.
The losers.
Just warm up a bit. Just testing. Okay.
Yeah.
Come in.
Go sit down.
This one nothing.
No. Okay, very slow on response.
Alright, just testing round. Start up. business. Entrepreneur.
Money.
Investment.
Funding.
Technical.
Finance.
Investment. We can't repeat the same word, right?
Better not.
Okay. Savings.
Bank.
Capital.
Angel.
Funds.
Okay, now we will play it for real right now. But speak louder so that everyone can hear. Okay. I'll start first. Just now you saw Angel.
Huh?
Just now what did you
I
say?
said funds.
Funds. Okay, so I'll say funding. This way.
Aiyo.
Funding.
There,
Alright,
get out.
Okay. Funding. Again, we can't repeat the same investments and so on, right? It has to be something new.
Yes.
Funding. Capital.
It's okay. Try your best not to repeat.
Repeated. Oh, only repeated.
Oh, capital. Investor.
Currency.
Checkbook.
Pen to write the check.
What's that?
It's related.
Disqualified.
Acceptable.
Hope.
Sorry.
Hope.
Hope. Pen and hope.
No, I thought you said funding.
No, you must say something related to what she said.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
sorry,
said pen.
Sorry, didn't get it. Oh, you're saying pen.
Yeah, she changed the subject.
Oh,
Pen, yes.
related. Why she change the subject? Can I thought you
Checkbook
said
related. Pen related to checkbook still acceptable.
Wow.
Oh, okay, pen. Okay, pen, right? Usefulness.
Internet.
Usefulness. Connected. Usefulness. Yes.
Friends.
Friends. Networking.
Collaboration.
Slow internet.
Contacts.
Address book.
Reference.
Facebook.
People.
Okay. Now we are going to be playing faster.
Yeah.
So within 1-2 seconds you must respond. What do you say? People. People. Citizen.
What's
Citizen.
Citizenship. Oh, citizenship. Globalization.
Residential.
Humans.
Residence.
Okay, sit down. Sorry. What did you say?
Resident.
Neighborhood.
Friendship. Community.
Society.
Community. Oh. Okay.
Property.
Country.
Prime Minister.
Citizens.
Nepotism.
Corruption.
Okay, I wanted to say government. Okay, the last standing one. Go on.
Corruption.
Politics.
He said
He said
corruption.
corruption.
You?
Okay, I'm borrowing a word politic.
You say first, so I say.
No, she says the corruptions. I'm getting his word.
Oh.
Corruption. So thank you to point out. So I use the politic.
Okay. People.
People. Human.
Joy.
Happiness.
Sadness.
Okay, pass.
Sadness.
Feeling.
Love.
Hate.
Sense. Eye.
Awake.
Sense. Eye.
Awake.
Wake up.
Sleep.
Daylight. Nighttime.
Light.
Clubbing.
Friends. Oh no, friends done already. Friends done already, right? So out already, not for you. Clubbing.
Clubbing.
Clubbing in the club.
Okay, thank you. Clubbing.
Dancing.
Dancing.
Movement.
Aerobic dance.
I'm out already.
Sweat.
Water.
Cooling water.
Hot.
Cold.
Cold brew.
Ocean.
Salt.
Whale.
Oh, what? Salt.
Salt. Pepper.
Recipe.
Food.
Chicken.
Fish.
Duck.
Okay, the last two standing one. Okay, so so quickly.
Pig.
Water.
Meat.
Vegetable.
Plant.
Vegan. Vegan.
Chlorophyll.
Plankton.
Plankton.
Ocean.
Okay, the game is over. Two of you will get something later on. Okay, keep hands on yourself. Keep hands on yourself. Okay, go back to you.
Okay, for those who have just joined in, we just went through a quick round of introduction. So perhaps you would like to tell us who you are, what you do, and anything interesting about yourself that you want others to know. So,
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for catching me unaware. My name is Nita. I'm from Zambia.
I don't have a name tag.
I'm a student here doing
Do
a
I have
master's
to?
in entrepreneurship.
wonderful. Okay, thank you. Dr. Gan, would you like to tell everybody about yourself?
Oh, okay. Just a brief introduction. I work for Help University. I'm a senior lecturer at the Elm Graduate School, as well as the program lead for Master of Entrepreneurship. That's why you see two of my students here to support whatever we do. So, what do I do? I mean, I lecture, I support in all sort of events that's related to entrepreneurship. I'm also involved in business development work and marketing, and communications and research. So it's quite a vast portfolio that we have. What else? Anyway, just briefly and welcome. Where's the rest of the class? The rest of the class?
Me too.
Oh, it's a Saturday afternoon.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You work with, so for marketing and business development, you'll be engaged with Christine, yeah? Christine in marketing.
Oh no, Elm has its own.
Oh, it's set up.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yes.
okay, not the main reason. Wonderful. So, I was reading this one article, and there was this one quote. It says, "Man's mind, once stretched to a new dimension, never regains its original dimension." So, I mean, how you stretch your mind, I believe like Dr. Gan can probably expand this. You guys here to do your MBA program, and that's really a mind-stretching program. I remember the first day when I attended this, but just to let you know, I'm also a Health graduate and also did an MBA from Health, and that was about 10 years ago. So it was very interesting, very enlightening. So you guys are in the right place. Okay, so Health, yeah. Okay, now I think we are going to give ourselves another about 10 to 15 minutes just to get our those who are on the way to join us, and then we can start off officially all the presentations. Yeah, so just bear with us. Yeah, so sorry for the inconvenience.
Play one more game.
Gan, Mr. Gan, the floor is for you. Come. She's having fun with the games. Yeah, that's really good.
Why not?
Lisa is ready.
Yeah, she's ready. Then you want to start off with
You want
the
to share first? Have you gone through the guidelines?
No, not yet. Because I thought all the speakers are not here yet. So you want me to run through the?
Run through first, then start.
Okay. All right. When this event basically each speaker is given 8 to 18 minutes, and we have a very strict policy on timing. So whenever you see cards, we will be flashing a cards to you. So the first card that you will see here, our timekeeper, Mr. Ed. So Mr. Ed will show you the cards, special stickers. So the first card that when you see, right, you see a yellow card, right, a green card. So green card means you are left with 3 minutes. Okay. After that, she will show you a yellow card. That means you are left with 2 minutes. And then after that, she will show you a red card, which means you are left with 1 minute. And after that, she will show you another red card, which means your time is up. If you still didn't finish, then we have a policy, we escort our speakers out of the room. Don't worry,
Ding, ding.
we don't do that. But so try to keep your presentation within 8 to 18 minutes so that we have time for the next presenters to finish off. As for the audience, if you have any questions, please take note of your questions. Later on, you can ask them if you have any questions regarding the presentation and so on. Yeah. So we will have a forum later on if you have a time with all the 4 presenters today. So today we are going to introduce Miss G. She's from the let's hang on, yeah. She's from the Midnight Seamstress, and her topic today is setting up a free shopping cart. Yeah. So without any further delay, let us all welcome Miss Yi. Miss Yi, welcome. Thank you. You want me to translate the video?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Just excuse me because I'm not very well today, my throat. I'm going to talk to you about setting up a free online shopping cart for people who run business from home or online. So just a bit about myself. Basically, daytime I'm a TV director, and nighttime I'm a seamstress. So I actually started up a business at home. Sewing stuff, ladies' accessories and handbags, and then I sell online. Okay, so basically I'm trying to help people who are a bit like me, where you have a small business or you have a part-time business, and then you're already selling on Facebook or WordPress or blogs. A lot of people start up like that today, or even Instagram, online. You're already selling something already. And then if you're running a part-time business, you usually do not have high sales amount, or you don't have a monthly commitment. Means like if I treat it as a hobby, maybe I do more this month and next month I do not so much, I don't make so much of my products. So you don't have a monthly commitment, unstable. And probably you have problem of keeping track with your inventory when you sell on Facebook or like online media, because it's not a selling platform. So sometimes you lost track of what you have sold, what you have not sold. And then the other thing is we do a lot of PM day in and day out, meaning people will message you and then they'll ask you, do you have this, do you have blue color, you have, how much is the postage? I live in East Malaysia. There's a lot of questions that you need to answer with private messages. So these are some of the stuff that you go through when you run a small business. Okay, and then so I actually surveyed, and then I tried a few shops online, and then I've come across this Agweed, yes. And I find it quite interesting, that's why I'm sharing with you all today. It's made by Russians, surprisingly, finally not one from US. There are a lot of marketplace and a lot of tools that are now done by the Americans, but this is from Russians, and somehow the CEO has co-founded the Xcart, the world's first PHP e-commerce platform in 2000. To be honest, I'm not an IT person, I don't know what is PHP, but it sounds like, trusted. Okay. The 5 things I like about Agweed is that It's a additional widget to your existing selling platform, which means that you don't have to set up a whole new thing in a whole new place and then re-key in everything that you have. Once you start with an ad widget, it's like a widget. So this widget is the same thing that you put on Facebook, it's the same thing you put on WordPress and every ad blog. So you're actually running the same thing, but you can put in a different platform that you already have. It's completely free when you don't use any payment gateway, meaning you don't use any, what's that, PayPal and all that. You can use debit, credit, and debit, direct debit. I will talk about that later on. And then there's some powerful features that I find in a free plan. And this free plan is like forever free. It's not like the one that you see is like free trial. After 1 month, 2 months, you have to start paying already. It's quite localized. You can set what's the currency that you like. And I like this because the main customers I have is still in Malaysia. I think some of the Malaysians, local people, you get put off when you see a website selling something and then it's in USD. Then straight away you feel like it's expensive or it's selling somewhere out of Malaysia already. But actually, in fact, it's in Malaysia. But because of currency, you can't really customize it. But this one you can. And it's the ease of use. Once you log in into the control panel, the whole dashboard is a full demo. That means they show you if you have customers, the customers list will come out. How is your product? Everything is there. There's a demo there already. So it's very easy. In one glance, you know what you will have in this AdWid tool. It's not that you have to try and then you set up until halfway, then you realize, oh, actually I can't do this. It's all there already, so you kind of know how it looks like. Okay, and the customer support from the team is also quite cool, where there are people who are actually from the team itself, the AdWid team, who's going to answer your question on the forum. Okay, so this is how it looks like when you go into the control panel. It gives you like the steps, like the 6 main steps to set up your shop or your shopping cart. And then they'll ask you if you want to create an online store, do you already have a Facebook or you have already blog and all that? And then you can start up a shop. If you don't have anything yet, you can start up a starter site. So like for mine, it's like Midnight Seamstress. You start up a site where it's called midnightseamstress.adwid.com. So there's also a standalone website for that. Okay, then after that you start to add products to your store. Okay, for adding the products to the store, what I like about it is that there are a lot of things that you can customize. So, for example, the input type, you can do a lot of checkboxes, and even you can customize like the same item, but different sizes. You can add on how much you want to add on. So in one product, you can actually sell a variation of goods. Okay, and even digital goods. If you are selling sewing patterns or like a design or illustrations, you also can sell digital goods. Okay, and then you show before and after discounted prices there. And then you can show available unit that you have 3 units only. Then you can put that so people know. And then once it hit 0, you stop selling. So it keeps the inventory in track. And then you can show related products as well. That means when you sell a t-shirt, then you can show related products down there, pants, whatever that goes with the product. And then you can embed your products in your blog. That means you get a link or a set of stuff that you can put into your blog to sell individual products. Okay, so this is a variation of product I'm talking about, where you can do drop-down lists, you can do radio buttons, checkboxes, text field. Like text field, you can put in required option, like you want the customers to specify what they want in the product that they are ordering, text area, and then upload files if you are selling in digital goods. So I find that all this variation can help to give a variation of goods for the customers. So like for when I'm selling, I can specify that is there a style or pattern that you want, then you can write down. When the customers order, they can give more information to you. Okay, then about shipping. There are a few ways to set your shipping as well. It's very highly customized. If it's a global settings, everything will go back to the main setting that you set in the shipping category. If not, you can put a fixed rate per item for just this for just this product, for this item. Okay. Okay, and then this is setting up the shippings. The next step is setting up the shipping. You can select the countries and create zones. So like Asia Pacific, then you can choose all the countries that you want under this zone, and then you create a zone. Under this zone, you create the shipping category. You can create a table based on the weight or subtotal. So for my case, I use weight because that's how you determine when you ship. They go by 0.5 kg or 1 kg, so you can go by weight to calculate the postage that the customer needs to pay. So that's quite easy because say you put 0.5 kg is 6 ringgit. So when you know you want to charge 6 ringgit shipping fees, you just put 0.5 kg for the item. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can set the shipping, including range, subtotal, and all that. Okay. Okay, this is where I say about the payment. Usually, the normal marketplace and all that, you have to use one of the payment gateways, which is PayPal. And PayPal actually charge commission, blah, blah, all that. And so if you're like a small business owner like me, you don't have a lot of commitment. So you can actually still go with an offline payment where, sorry, not offline, online payment, where you can specify that this is online, you can use online bank transfer to do the transaction. So through this way, it's actually 0% commission. You don't pay to anyone. It's just like normal transaction that you used to do in Facebook. If you are willing to pay, then you can use some Malaysian payment gateway like MoPay or iPay 88. But all these, you have to sign up packages, you have to pay monthly to provide this service. And then international credit card payment, you can use PayPal, and then there's also commission. Okay, so after that, these are all set up for you by Activate. You have all the email notifications to the customer. So once they order, they will get an email that the order already received, and then now it's in progress. And then when you post, you can, when you key in is posted, they will automatically send an email to the customer as well. So now everything is like keep in track when it's shipped. Okay, this is rather complicated, but this is where you come to deal with some weird words. Because I come from a multimedia background, so I kind of just figure out some things that you can tweak. Sometimes you can go to this link where they teach you very easy stuff, like if you want to put a link under your email notification, you have an email that you send to a customer. You want to put down at the end of the email that your website, so you can just put your website and then there's a link there. So this is just some easy, simple ways to add into your email template. Tracy, are you finding something? Can't read the bottom one. You want this link, is it?
No, just what's the explanation down there?
Oh, this is just a sample. So it's like if you want to create this link, this is just the way they type the HTML code. You have to type in the HTML code to appear on the template. It's not like the usual thing that we see. For this one, it's a HTML code. So if you want to see the template, you can see here preview template on the top. Or you can send a test email to your own email account, so you know how it appears when it's sent to your customer. Okay. Yeah, it's actually just how I figure out some stuff is like I will compare, like that part is actually this part. So if I want to copy this whole thing into another thing, I just copy that whole chunk there and then paste again. So this is what I actually created in this email template where I want to show my email account details in the email itself and not in the public. So I actually put it in the email template. When they order, they get order confirmation, then they will get all these details, where you should pay and all that. So this one you have to use HTML code to write. But yeah, the easy way is just find the parts and copy and paste. Yeah, so this is how the email template will appear in your customer's email account. They will receive email to say that your order already shipped. And like for this one, tracking number, it's very easy when you are in your control panel. You just go to a customer, and then you just key in the order tracking number after you post. So they will automatically send an email to the customer to say that this is a tracking number. And then again, this is track your package, just change the link. Maybe it's a Post.Aju, or maybe it's a Skynet link. So just change the link in this part. Okay, and there's also some social tools that you can use in your products, where under your products you can put a link, where share button, all this Google Plus, Twitter, Facebook, and all that, so that if people, your customer actually like your product, they can actually just share on Facebook. So it helps to have some social tools. Okay, and when I'm setting up this online shopping cart, I find that I may lose a bit of personal touch, because now people may feel like I'm just going to a shop and buy stuff. So what I do is that I change, this is actually an order note. Usually there's an order note text field in a shopping cart, where people can say that, oh, please send on Thursday, something like that. They can leave a note for you. So how I do is I make it quite personal. I say who I am and I'm going to make a stuff. So anything you want to say to me. So it's quite surprised and warm that sometimes people say nice things to you through that, and you have some communication with your customers. Okay, and then lastly, I have this one where some simple setup pages for your website. This is where you see sometimes you have some text down there to see simple information like about us, and then you can introduce yourself in there, and then shipping and payment info, return policy, terms and conditions that you want customers to actually agree. You can set to say I agree when they buy. So make it clear. Anything if they agree with the terms and conditions, then they buy. They only buy. Okay, and then some privacy policy if there is. You can actually change this actually. Anything you want to change the page. This is just some default guide that they give you. Okay, and then about the support, what I realized is like in WordPress you have forums where just the members are answering you actually. Nobody from WordPress is caring about your death or life. But this one, you doubt something in the forum, it's actually answered by the equity team itself, and they can go into quite details to help you. If you say, I don't see my shopping bag on top of my page, why? And then some people might answer you equity team. As far as I remember, every time I ask, there's somebody answering. And also, there's also this free startup phone guide that I get from their email. They email me to offer this service, but I haven't used it yet. That means they can call you for free for like 10 or 15 minutes, something like that, to just help you start up this when you set up your AdWeek. So I think all these are quite important for people like us when you don't have any IT background and you try to set up something, and they actually help you to do that. So, start your online store now, if you know. If I help you on the way, if you have any more questions, maybe you can ask me later. Yeah. It's the last minute, right? Yeah, 1 more minute. Okay, so by the way, Midnight Citrus is my shop. Yeah, and then I sell stuff that I make and sew. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. A.G. Sian. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker for today, he's from Code Army, yeah, and the topic that he's going to talk today is lean startup. A very interesting topic, and I'm sure you will get a very good view of understanding of lean startup from his presentation today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Zafrul Nordek. Just give us a minute to set up the system.
Tell us about the voting.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me just add something. Towards the end of all the presentation, you will be given slips, chits. What you do, you write down which presenter you find the best, in your opinion, what you like about their presentation, and you write down their names and any comment you want to give, any suggestion, anything that you like about the presentation, and then when we have the votings, what you do, you come and stick on their shelf. So once you stick there, the person with most number of stickers will be the winner of today's event, and he gets to share an additional 5 minutes, whatever he wants to share, his opinion, his ideas, and so on. Yeah. So do take into considerations what you write their names after you go through all the 4 presentations. Yeah. So that's about it. Okay. So we're ready?
Check.
Okay.
Check.
Thank
Check.
you.
Alright guys, anyway, I'm super excited when over the weekend I have a group of people. It shows that you guys are very passionate about, either starting a business, doing something about it, right? So thank you again for inviting me over. My name is Zaf, and just a short background about what I do, right? So again, I run 2 startups called, one is called Code Army and Code Army X, right? So basically what we do is we help people turn ideas into startups. Code Army helps entrepreneurs, and Code Army X helps students. I also am the evangelist for something called Lean Startup, and that's why I'm here today. We are responsible for Lean Startup in the whole ASEAN region. And being in Malaysia, we also are pushing towards making Malaysia more lean startup and driving adoption of lean startup. Right? I've been in the IT business for quite some time. I had a previous agency, digital agency, for the last 10 years. Sold it off, and I do voluntarily something called Volunteer Me, where a bunch of us get online and we teach orphans in Aceh how to speak better English. Right? So yeah, so that's short summary about me. So I spent last couple of years in both a lot of startup ecosystems, primarily in US and in Europe. And so while you're outside, and suddenly you hear a lot of news about ASEAN, about the region being really hot. So that's why I came back sometime mid last year. So yeah, so what's a startup? How many of you have an idea about what's a startup, or have you heard about what's a startup? Right? Cool. Right. Okay. So alright, let me say, so startup, right? So a lot of people say startup is this and that and sexy. So I like this guy, his name is Dave McClure, right? He's a very famous angel investor, he invests in a lot of companies. And he just says, a startup is a fancy word for a company that is confused about what is the product, who are its customers, and how to make money. Right? So all these startup founders and say, I'm holding back in terms of generating revenue, and we're pivoting and we're changing stuff like that. Every one of us is confused. We just don't know, right? And it's also say that once it figures out all these 3 things, right, and then it ceases, it stops becoming a startup, and becomes a real business. This guy as well, his name is, I like this other guy, he says, what's a startup, right? Steve Blank. So startup also it says it's a temporary organization, right, designed to search for a repeatable and scalable business model. Right? You think you have an idea, you think you have this great solution that's going to change the world, but when you go out there, you're not sure who's going to be buying from you, what are the details about the features and functions, right? But so, however, you're going out and you're looking for it, and the biggest mistake a lot of people make is that a lot of people think that a startup is actually just a small version of a big company. So if you're thinking of doing a startup and you've gone and done an MBA, that's the biggest mistake that you can ever do. An MBA is useless in a startup. So what's a lean startup? Right? What is a lean startup? So a lean startup actually is, a scientific approach in terms of how do you build a new business. And it has three components, something called customer development, right? And it takes, because lean startup were made famous by Silicon Valley. So the Silicon Valley guys use a lot of this thing called agile development, where you build your product in a very iterative manner. And they've borrowed the lean concept from Toyota, right? So Toyota's very lean, they don't waste things. So all this together is lean startup. So lean startup, what has it done? So the founders of who here has heard of Dropbox, Twitter. I'm sure you heard of Twitter, right? So the Twitter founders have come out and said, hey, we've built our business on the lean startup methodology, right? And almost 99% of, I think, all Silicon Valley companies, or all the cool apps that you're using, Instagram, Facebook, have used some or not even all, most components of their business, building it using lean startup, right? So, and we in lean startup we have this mantra, and the lean startup mindset is a bit crazy, right? So we believe that you should fail fast to succeed faster. So in most businesses, failing is not an option. But in lean startup, because we believe the more failures that you do, the quicker that you are discovering that the wrong things to do, the faster you get towards success, right? So lean startup wants you, just imagine if you think that, hey, I have this great idea, right? It's going to rule the world, right? If I build it and I put it online, 1 million users is going to come on board immediately, and Google or Facebook is going to offer me $1 billion in 12 months, right? Because it's a fantastic idea. However, you spend 6 months, invest time and everything like that, and then suddenly you build it and you launch it, no one gives a shit about your product. You have 0 users, right? No one cares, right? So the lean startup kills all that, right? It gets you to go to market, it gets you to test as quickly as possible and learn from those mistakes as quickly as possible. So the need for speed, right? So this guy, everyone has heard of LinkedIn, I would assume, right? So Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, said building a startup, he in a metaphor he says, right, building a startup is like jumping off a cliff, right, and trying to assemble a plane on the way down, right? Because being in a startup, there is a point that you are going to die. You only have so much money, right? There's only 2 or 3 of you. The moment you run out of the money, your startup dies. And the best thing is that startup guys are crazy, because when they jump off the cliff, they don't even know how to assemble the plane. They haven't even started to assemble the plane, but they take the plunge. And when they say we are confused, just imagine you're on the way down dying, and you need to build a plane, but you think you need to build a bicycle. So what happens is that you actually build a bicycle here, right? And most of them will die. Those of them that discovered, oh no, shit, I need to actually build a plane, actually build the planes and survive, and then they take off into the stratosphere. So that's the truth, right? Startups are sexy. Everyone, like whenever I'm in Europe or whenever I'm in the US in a room full of entrepreneurs, I remember once this guy asked, in a room of about 50 of us, right? How many of you entrepreneurs believe that you are going to build the next $1 billion companies? Room of 50. You guess how many people either put their hands up or stood up? Who wants to guess? 100% of that room stood up. Every one of them believed that they were going to build the next $1 billion business. But the truth is, a lot of them also are hallucinating. And the truth is, 98% of all startups fail and die. So, now why is that so, right? So, if I just cover this, if you say every customer has a problem, and every problem has a solution. It's correct. If you flip it, and if you start with the solution in mind, not every solution has a problem, and not every problem has a customer. So what does that mean? Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
The Segway bike? It was when it first, before it launched, Steve Jobs said that this is going to be as big as a deal as the PC, right? It's going to change the landscape. So when they built this solution worked. But then people started wondering, what are we going to use it for? Where is it going to go, right? And if you, they're trying to find retrofit a problem and a customer. It ends up being, the movie Mall Cop, right? That's what it ends up being, right? So I guess it wasn't as big a deal as a PC. So this is one example that if you start with the solution in mind, you can build the perfect solution. Technically it works, but if you haven't nailed in the problem and the customer in the center, there's a risk that you might come up with something like this. In most recent times, the risk of one of the latest gadgets, who wants to guess? There's a risk of something falling into this category.
Google Glass.
Google Glass, exactly. Awesome, cool thing, right? Everyone wants it, but then, what are you going to do with it, right? If you have a Google Glass and it tracks everything, what if you start peeing and you look down? Are you going to share it with the whole world? But what problem does it solve? We don't know. Time will tell, but there's a risk that Google Glass is going to fall into that trap. So how do you validate your ideas, right? So in Lean Startup, there's three quite famous ways in terms of doing exploration, pre-sell, and something called concierge. I'll take you through a little bit about that. So exploration, right? So, okay, fine, this is a lot of now a bit of technical. So the Lean Startup as well makes entrepreneurs behave a little bit like a scientist. It gets you to go out and get evidence. Now, exploration, in simplest terms, is that you go out and you interview your customers face to face. No surveys, no survey forms, nothing, right? You want to do qualitative feedback and look in your early adopter, your customers, and get to know whether or not you are solving a painful problem for them. Now, we have this famous thing in Lean Startup called get out of the building. Now, what does it mean? If you have a solution, and you try to brainstorm about what should we do, what are the customers, what pains are the customers facing. A lot of people do something called brainstorming in the room, right? But guess what? None of your customers are in the room. The answers are out of the building. So in Lean Startup, we have this workshop, right? It's a 3-day workshop, you pay money for it, but after 2 hours, we kick you out and we say, get out of the building and go and interview and explore customers. Validate with the customers, right? Don't talk to family and friends. You can talk to them, but we will ignore all that data. You go out and you find customers. So it's sometimes it's sometimes such a simple thing, but a lot of people fear. I do workshops even in Europe and in Asia, from Manila, Bangkok, Singapore, KL. I can tell you a lot of we Asians have a fear of going out and talking to strangers, right? Just interviewing, but then there is so much to learn. There is so much that you can be proven right or wrong by talking to your customers. So so this is one of the things that we do as well. There is a scientific approach to this. There is a framework in terms of how you do this, how you do customer exploration, how do you track, how do you learn, how do you get insights, so real insights from real customers, right? Get out of the building, do not hallucinate, because if you try to brainstorm, there is nothing much that you're going to be able to learn, right? You can brainstorm for 2 or 3 days, but I guarantee you get out of the building and talk to real customers for 1 or 2 hours, it's worth as much as you can brainstorm like months and months and months. Amazing learning that you can gain. And now something called the next validation technique is something called pre-sell and pitch. So you think you have a great solution, right? You think that people are going to buy. So test it. And We do it. So one thing about us in Code Army is that I'm an evangelist for Lean Startup. So of course we practice Lean Startup until kingdom come, and we believe in it because we've done that mistake. I have to say that, and this goes for anyone who is involved in Lean Startup would have done the mistake that many of you might be doing of hallucinating, spending months and months and months. I spent 9 months, hundreds and thousands of ringgit in development, build the product, got all excited, launched it, and guess what? No one came, no one used it because I did not validate. So when we learned about Lean Startup, we knew. So second time around when I was in Europe, we had an idea, we went to the market, we explored, we thought we had a solution. One thing that we did, in one day, we came up with this site and we launched it, right? And we quickly seeded it in some places, right? To kind of get whether or not people will buy. Because the biggest currency that you can gain, the biggest validation event is someone taking action on your solution and clicking that button, say buy, right? It's not about when I see you, hey, do you think about my solution? Hey, damn cool, your solution. Yeah. But when you take out your app and say buy now, then it's okay I won't buy it, right? People will always tell you nice things to your face. No one is going to tell you to your face that like your baby, right? No one's going to tell you that you have an ugly baby, even if you do. Everyone's going to say the baby is super cute, right? So the moment you have a solution, the moment you have a product, and they know you've been working on it on months, it's very hard to tell someone to your face that your product sucks, right? The last thing about this is something called concierge. Now, what is concierge, right? Concierge, right, is that finding a way to manually deliver your service and fake it as if it's an automated service, right? The term is called fake it till you make it. Now, you don't have to sell to 1,000 people, you just have to sell to 10 people, 20 people, right? If you think 1 million people are going to use your product, okay, fine, prove it, sell it to 10. Let me see them pay for it. Let me see them use it and use it again and again and again. So with concierge, something that we did as well is that we used about 20 online apps, we put it together, and then we launched it as if it was an online service. So we did the student training program, they had all these things, all these gamified things, learn online, get badges and everything like that. The truth is, in the background, we were manually tracking all their behaviors, and manually someone was going and updating the site all the time, right? Nothing was automated, right? The intelligence of this system was a human AI. It was a human being, right? But we wanted to get some validation and prove whether or not the solution worked. So the mantra is learn first, code last. And there are so many ways where you can actually learn first, so many ways that you can build a product without a single line of code to validate that you're not hallucinating and you think that you have the next billion-dollar business, right? So some of the key results, we haven't hit it big yet, right? But what we did last year through validation was that we managed to generate 250,000 ringgit of revenue. And this year we are so excited that we have increased that revenue to at least now, as it stands, about 250,000, 2.5 million worth of book orders, right? So again, for us, I know it's not big numbers, but for us, it surely beats wasting hundreds and thousands of dollars and months and months and months, but now generating real revenue, right? So again, takeaway, right? Every problem has a customer. Every customer has a problem. Every problem has a solution. If you start with the customer and the problem first, but then if you flip it, it doesn't become true. So, if anything at all, if you remember from my talk today, remember this, right? Don't build a solution that no one cares about. So, fail fast, succeed faster. And with that, thank you so much. And again, if you have any questions, I'm going to be around. And yeah, looking forward to talking to you. Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you, Sundar. All right. Okay. While this talk was going on, I saw some new people came in to this session, and before you guys came, actually, we had a very small introduction gone through. So everybody has introduced themselves. So a very brief introduction. Just let us know who you are, what you do, and anything that you think is interesting and you want other people to know about you. So maybe I should start from here. Yep. Just tell us your name.
Hey, hi, I'm Nisha. I'm actually just an intern currently at a student placement company. And I am completing my studies in communications and design collections. That's about it.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Dash. I am currently job seeking. So at the moment with a lot of time right now looking into things which are much more useful. So yeah, basically that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Hi guys, my name is Adil Farshi. I'm doing bachelor in Linköping University, and yeah, I'm doing internship right now. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi friends, this is Shakti from India. I'm a business owner. I do have a business called IT support, IT product development. So we were initially the same startups. We have started like how Code Army is doing, and yeah, we have products. So I'm here in Malaysia to scale up the business and find out the opportunity if I can scale up in Malaysia. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, my name is Samson, and I'm currently doing the design for the mobile.
Oh, all right.
Just UI UX design.
Hi, I'm Jason. So what I do is I am a startup entrepreneur. And I'm more into that.
Okay.
That startup.
All right. Yes.
My name is Suzanne. Currently studying in Taylor's finance and econs master's degree, second year. Currently the president of Taylor's entrepreneurship and investment company.
Okay, thank you. All right. Did I miss anyone? Okay. Now, okay, let's go on to our next speaker. The next speaker is from Gymnet, and the topic that he's going to talk is the future is now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jason. Yeah.
Hello, test one. Okay. Hi. So, hi guys.
Hi.
Can you guys be louder? Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Okay, cool.
Hi.
Okay, so my name is Jason, and I'm here because I love to teach, right? So this event is called Teach Something, and basically Ricky called me out to teach to share some of my knowledge. And so about me. Okay. So just now I introduced myself. I'm into I'm into app entrepreneurship. So I'm into startup entrepreneurship. So I'm the founder of GymNet. So what GymNet do is it aims to solve a high percentage of gym job out rate. So the thing is, right, gym now, every gym face a huge problem, which is high percentage of job out rate. And my startup aims to reduce the gym dropout rate by connecting gym users with potential workout partners. Yeah. So my topic will be the future is now. Alright, so I always like to start a talk with some jokes. So by show of a hand, any web developers here? Any? Oh, cool. Nice to see that. And I'm a non-tech. I'm not a techie, but I know HTML. HTML, but it's not the HTML that you know. I know how to meet ladies. Come on.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you was going to.
Okay, alright. So I want you guys to close your eyes and for 10 seconds. I don't know, I'm gonna ask you a question, alright? So what does the future looks like to you? Imagine the city of the future and your home, your house, street, everything. Alright, so is it something like this? Or like this? Or something like this? Right? But it doesn't really matter because what we all have imagined are a city of advanced in technology. There'll be a lot of robots. I'm pretty sure you guys imagine, like, you know, those things, a lot of robots passing by, robots in the house, and so on, and automated machines, like self-driving car and whatsoever, right? Agree? So I need to hear some response. Agree?
I know.
You guys all imagine that, right? Same for me as well. And because of all these three, which means that a lot of jobs will be replaced. Agree? Agree?
Yeah.
Alright, so by show of hands, how many of you know any friends who work as a librarian or manufacturing? No? No one? How about driving? Retail assistant? Anyone? Janitor? Baby sisters? Call center employees? Anyone? Just raise up. Rescuers? How about writers, accounting, customer services, journalism, lawyers, real estate agent? Anyone? Alright. And astronauts? No one? Okay, cool. So, all these jobs will soon be replaced by robots, and not just that, there are a lot more, but there are just some examples. And because of one simple reason, because software can do the job in a fraction of the time or fraction of the cost. You guys agree with that? I'm sure all techie agree with that, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some
lazier.
interaction with you guys, man. Don't just sit down and listen. I need you guys to talk and respond to my question. So, you guys might be wondering, oh, job will be replaced. No, robot will be coming and replace our job, and technology will be advanced, and it will be a huge technological unemployment. Am I right?
Yeah.
But one thing always comes to our mind. Nah, it won't happen in our lifetime. You know, it is far away from now. Maybe our next generation will face this problem. Maybe not now. But how far is it from now? Is it far away from now? By show of hands, who thinks that it is very, very far away from now?
There's still some ethical issues.
Or is it, or it will happen in the next 10 years or 20 years? By show of hands.
30 years.
Or you have no idea how far will it be?
In Japan and
Cool.
Korea, maybe it's next year.
Yeah. So, have you guys heard of this before?
Yep.
Warehouse robot? Yep. So, the thing is, Amazon robots split customer orders but may lead to fewer workers. So, Amazon are actually employing 15,000 of those software robots, and the reason is they want to cut the time because it takes warehouse because it reduces the time for warehouse workers to walk around looking for items, because robots basically they are faster than us and they do less mistakes. How about Canon? Canon went automated as well. So Canon factory will be going out fully automated by the year 2015, which is this year. And Foxconn is actually a manufacturing company which helped one of its biggest client is Apple, and Foxconn actually helped Apple to manufacture iPhone. So Foxconn is worth 100 billion, and it has 1.2 million workers. Imagine they went fully automated, and Foxconn will be hiring an army of robots of 1 million, and they'll be laying off 1 million workers, and there will be 1 million unemployment job. And the reason is to cut rising labor expenses and improve efficiency. So do you guys agree that the technological unemployment is happening right now? So just now I asked you guys to imagine how the future looks like, right? But the thing is, the future is now. Right? We are living in the future. You know, all the things that we have imagined, all the robots coming in, all the automated car or whatnot, it is happening right now. So it's not just these three companies. Coca-Cola as well, when it's going to be automated, going to be digital. Zappos, FedEx, diapers.com, Walmart, IKEA, Nike, Netflix, and you guys all seen this before, right? This is a Google self-driving car. So what it does is, all you need is to sit inside and let the car drive you. So it has less mistakes than human, and it has been tested without for a long time without accident. So it is better than human, faster than human, more accurate than human, and it is, in conclusion, it is better than us, and it causes less traffic. So in United States alone, all right, 3.6 million people actually work full time as a driver, no matter if it's a taxi driver, professional driver, truck driver, or you know the Sampa driver, yeah. If you join all together, it is 3.6 million. Imagine they went automated. 3.6 million people will be unemployed. So the thing is, unemployment is getting higher and higher. So my conclusion is, it is happening already. It's not something that you guys think that it will be the next gen problem or next gen problem, because it is happening right now, right here. Because just now you guys, of all the example, right? The examples are all about driving and maybe manufacturing or workers or labor workers, right? And you guys might be thinking, oh, okay, I work as an accountant, I work as cashiers or whatnot. So it won't be happen to me, right? Because all the jobs that are being replaced are all the low end job. It's not my job. But one thing, exponential technology. So we are living in an era we're living in an age of exponential technology. And as you can see in the graph, the technology will going up and up and up exponentially. And if you can't really understand this graph, right, let's play an interactive game. All right, so 30 steps. If I take 30 steps from here all the way to there, how long? I mean, where will I stop?
Registration table.
Yeah, probably a registration table, right? Yeah, good answer. So what if I take 2 by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12? Where will I reach? Maybe end of there, right? Yeah. So what if I take 5, 10, 15, 20? It will be faster and faster. It will be further and further. So this is exponential technology. So I know you guys are you guys actually worried about your job might be replaced because of exponential technology, and might your son or your grandchildren might your job of your grandchildren might be replaced by robots, and you will have a hard time finding a job. By show of hand, how many of you guys are actually worried right now? Or you guys are just meh? Are you guys worried?
There's still gonna be jobs.
Yeah, but it will be hard to find a job in the future.
Yeah,
Am I right?
basic jobs will still be available, but it's just the higher.
Yeah, but the higher end job, because of exponential technology, it will be slowly be replaced as well.
The AI might come in also AI.
Yeah, robots will be stealing the high end job as well. It's not just the lower end job. So because of technology, right? Because of exponential technology, and what I believe in is that it will happen in our lifetime. It will be happen in our lifetime, and it's not going to happen next gen, but it will be happening in our lifetime. So how can we solve this? So, and a lot of people have been trying to solve this by inventing useless jobs, or just creating more jobs for people, and basically just get everyone a freaking damn job, right? So, like I said, because of exponential technology, creating a new job might not speed up the pace as the exponential technology, because technology will be replacing more jobs, and we need a lot of time to create new jobs for us. So the exponential technology might beat us up the crap. So we basically can't solve that. And the goal of the future is we will have full of unemployment so that we can play. Do you guys have any? Do you guys have? Are you guys confused? Are you guys confused?
I mean, no more money. Yeah.
Alright, so I know you guys are thinking, oh, it's just a kid talking here, and all these things are crap. So, but the thing is, to solve that problem, we have to destroy the present political economic system. And we have to stop thinking that we have to earn a living to live. We have to stop thinking that we have to justify our rights for a living. We have to justify our right for living, and we have to be sent back to school, and we think that we don't have to earn a living anymore. And because of that, and by the way, in the future, 1 in 10,000 can create technology breakthrough that can support all the rest. So it doesn't really matter anymore. So we have to remove the system from our mind that we have to do something for living. We have to get a job just to live. We have to live just by doing our job. Okay, so now here's the reality. You guys will be thinking like, oh, okay, so what now? Monday I have to go to work, I have to drive, and traffic jam and all. So how can we solve this now? It's very simple. All we need is to change our mindset by thinking that, oh, we have to earn a living. We have to earn a living, and our purpose in life, and as well as a goal. So in the future, because of exponential technology, we will work less, have more free time, more fulfilling life, restore global resource balance, and generally we need a more resilient system. So, because this thing is kind of deep, and I'm kind of stuck at explaining at it. So, if you guys want more, you guys can read this book and search it online. Robots will steal your job, but that's okay. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jason. All right. Now, I would like to open a floor to everyone who would like to come here and share about your business or any idea or anything that you want to share. Yeah. Okay. We have a person. Let's give us a hand to. Okay. Come. Right. Where's for you?
This laptop can I
Jason, can we just use the laptop for a while?
Yes. Right. Thank you. Okay, I need little help here. I will need a floor. Yeah, because I'm not familiar with.
You just have to drag it over, yeah.
Just kind of sisters. Website. It's really confusing. Very rigid. Because usually these things that because of this the technology breakthrough and the
10 p.m.
1 in 10,000 people can create the technology breakthrough because of that. Will be relaxing. Okay. Thanks. The sound. Researching about the technological enablement. So that's what later comes in. So what you want?
It's taking quite a while, yeah. Why do you take a picture of this thing? This is really interesting.
Just for the after this session, we're gonna have a forum, and during the forum, you have a slip. Please write down the names of the two speakers you like most, and once the forum is finished, you just walk to them, shake a hand, and give them the slip that you have. So that will end the voting, and then later we will collect the which speaker received most number of notes from the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. Can read the subtitles.
Then you say anything also can. Very good.
Got 8 lor. Maybe got 8 also. Try, sat, and I see a tree. Green color tree. Oh, no problem. I see a jalan. Jalan Sehala. Oh, that's a wrong side. No idea. Traffic light, red, yellow, green color. Peace lah. You all think you all very charm, is it? Hey, my house got 1 million people from my father, grandfather, mother, daughter, niece, nephew. One decide also cannot decide lah.
Hey, what's for lunch? Fried chicken lah.
Pizza? No, not again. No, steamboat.
Like that, so many choices, how to decide? Hey, we make a decision. Give 3. Why? Don't talk already lah. Let's go for lunch. Any suggestion?
Korean food.
Wait, Korean restaurant. Where is this like? Pay something cheaper here.
Expensive food nowadays, I think cheap lah.
Mama?
Mama 我的小孩喜欢吃的可以啦。Water is how much? Yeah, I already say I don't want this one. Yeah, expensive lah.
Walao eh, all your eating problems are so 20, 40. Nowadays with this off-peak app, what eating problem also settle lah. No way.
真的吗
Real don't have that fancy.
Oh, real one. Wow. Can you one ah?
Of course.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeffrey from offpeak.my. Okay, first of all, happy Chinese New Year to all the Chinese. All right, those who married, line up, get ang pao. All right, get ang pao for me. All right, okay, just joking. Okay, we offpeak.my have recently released mobile applications. Previously, before the app was released, it was just a website. So what this website is about, this website is actually a reservation system where you make a booking through any restaurants like Sikit Atas, like outside, or any restaurants on board with offpeak.my. Make a booking, dine in, enjoy up to 50% discount. Is that cool?
Cool.
Is that cool? Discount? Is it cool?
50, yeah.
Yes, 50. Apparently, a lot of Shogun, Saisaki are with us, offering 50% discount. Later, if you have time, go there and enjoy your 50% discount. But I do not know whether Saturday, Sunday they have it, the promo lah. But yeah, so basically, it's solve the problem of every Malaysian food, every Malaysian lah. We have one common problem. Every time, like in this video, you want to eat, but end up questioning what to eat, where to eat. I myself, just now, having a problem. What can I eat? What can I have for dinner? What can I have for tomorrow breakfast? What can I have for tomorrow lunch? Before we even have our dinner, we think of next day what we want to eat. All right. With the platform, you can actually search the nearest restaurant available with discount just by the use of an app, where it will pin down your location, and you can go to restaurants and you can book it 10 minutes before the booking time. All right, is that cool?
Cool.
Great. Okay, this to those who are planning for job seeking, right? We are currently expanding our operation and business development side. So whoever that interested, you can come to me afterwards. I'll explain to you what's the job scope, what is it like, how is it like. This offpeak.my is a startup, just 5 months old. We launched it August last year, August 2014, and last year, and we have covered more than 300 restaurants. We have our site up in 3 months. We have a full operation and business development team with us. So right now, our status is finding funding, Series A funding. All right. Something to do about funding. Everyone, when you're starting a startup, the major thing that you need to consider is finding a fund and finding money. What can fund your business? All right. Funding, in a startup, is divided a few categories. The very early stage is pre-seed funding, where majority of those who wanted to get into startup would seek money from their parents, would seek money from their friends and family. Yes. All right. Then it will move to seed funding. Seed funding, this is the time where they get funding from venture capital firms, VCs, venture capital firms, or any angel investors. But I want to comment something about seed funding with venture capital firms at the early stage. Recently, if any startup founders have known that Galteam.com, anyone know Galteam.my? Galteam.my has recently secured the 500,000 US dollar funding, right?
Yeah.
And what I want to comment is, the earlier you seek funding from VC, the more equity stakes you have to give up. 40% equity stake, 30%, up to 50% equity stake. You have less control in the company. Agree? All right. What I want to comment is, to start a startup in a lean way, you need an amount of money to run the operation, to run all the business side and the operation side. It's very vital for the company. Startup is a company. Startup is not any of toy that you start and you just run it and fail and you just give up. No, startup is a company. See it as a company. Follow the standard operation procedure. It's very important. I'm now working with my mentor, Mr. Tan Ban Yu. He is the founder of Carlis. He recently sold his company for 10 million, right? So what I learned from him is, starting a company, you need a lot of things to consider. Standard operating procedure, fundings, how the salary is given, how the operation is, how the business development is, and every single thing about business. So I see that a lot of startup, they just start it because they just want to start it. The idea is there, and they just start it without much consideration of the whole thing. All right. So what I want to say that actually this is my first time talking. I also don't know what I want to say. Okay, I want to say that starting a startup is not easy. To those who really want to start a startup, get a mentor. Get someone who gets you. Get an angel investor who willing to get you. Get someone who has background in business. Someone that is so successful that he willing to assist you in the process of building your business. Because the true meaning of entrepreneurship, the true meaning of starting a business is not just starting and earn a lot of money. That's the perception of every entrepreneur in Malaysia, not in Malaysia, in the world. They want to earn as much as they can. They want to earn $1 billion a year. No. The true value of entrepreneurship is to build a business that you want to help solve the problem among the society, in the society itself. What you got in return is the money that you have. With the heart of helping people, it's not with the heart of aiming that you wanted to earn $1 billion. That would not work. But now that's the trend, the startup nowadays. The youngsters, I myself, I'm a 21 years old guy. Wanted to start something, but I was held back by my mentor. I have a lot of ideas that it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, and I realized that I need to work with someone that is more successful than me. Surround yourself with successful people, all right? And in the end, you learn something more than just working with them. You learn to grow relationship. You learn to build contacts, networking, every single thing about business. Because entrepreneurship is not just about business. It's about life. It's about what you learn in life. It can be applied in life also. All right. So do check out offbeat.my, right? And book restaurants, enjoy dining discount, and hope that I can see you in our customer database, right? Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right, now we're going to have a forum. So can I invite all the speakers to please come, and there will be some questions from the audience. Please come. Jeff?
Please. Yep. Please. See. Okay, we've got one more. I think we just step out for a while. Okay, while we are waiting for them, let me get the ball rolling. I hear, for all the four speakers, very interesting things, different point of view, different perceptions of things, and different dimensions. Now, one of the things that, especially when you talk about startups, right? Making $1 billion, $1 million profits is the second stage. The first stage is how do you sustain the business, right? That is the first step. If you are able to sustain your business and how quickly you sustain your business, I saw the graph. You fall down first and then you are able to fly back, and that's where a lot of companies fail, because they fail to sustain and then they
close down their businesses. So probably an entrepreneur like Jason we have here, and so I would like to to hear from you. What's your take on all this business sustainability?
Can you be more detailed on
all right, let me just get that. Hello? Okay, you got one more. Okay, so now my question is, when you start your own business, right, and you come up with all your business strategies, I'm sure you will have in your mind how you want to sustain your business. That's your first step. Then only you want to think about making $1 million and $1 billion, right? So, we saw from the graph, a lot of companies go down, 98%. When they start up, they fail. Yeah, that's basically because they cannot sustain themselves. Yeah, so that's the biggest challenge. Your 98% of companies are closing down. So how do you, as an entrepreneur, develop your sustainable strategies?
I think the best way to sustain yourself is actually to have your app solve a real problem, right? So if your app solve those problems that people don't really care about, or people don't even or if your app solve those problems that people don't even put up effort to solve, then no matter how much funding or how much money you got, and how good your team is, you might not get far. But this is my own thinking. So yeah, now other people may have other perspectives.
I do agree with him that sustainability is all about whether the idea is viable, whether the idea is getting traction, whether it really solve the problem. And my point of view is sustainability is all about generating revenue, making money, generating profit itself. In startups, a lot of startups have been seeking fundings from pre-seed until Series D, E, F fundings. To be honest, those startups that are seeking for fundings, they have no revenue. That's why they're seeking funding. Like my taxi is still seeking fundings. They are not earning much. And there's another website called Social Walk. Up until now, they're still seeking fundings to sustain the company. But what is most important is to identify your business model and generate amount of revenue that you can sustain yourself and able to grow. And in a nutshell, that as I mentioned just now, getting funding is not really a good. Getting funding from VCs, from venture capital investment bank is not really a good idea for me, in my opinion, because you are letting go your stakes. You're giving up 30-40% of your company, so you lost 30% of your control of your company. So this is not really a recommended way lah. But some startup, they have no choice. They have to let go because they need money very bad, and yeah, in the startup world is very fast. It's very fast paced. You may not know next day what happened. Offbeat.my have gone through a lot of things. From last year, 50 restaurants on board with us. In a month, we get 200 restaurants on board with us very fast. And in 2 months, we get 200 plus restaurants with us. In just yesterday, we got an inquiry from M Bank for partnership with us. We got a lot of partnership from restaurants from Singapore, even Australia, and yeah, all of this is good news. But what I want to say is, startup will get ready to face a lot of problems. Just like stock investing, you need you need to know what is stock market. You need to know what is technical analysis. You need to know what is fundamental analysis before you can touch the stock market. Just like startup, you need to know how funding works, how the process works in order to sustain the company. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I think the strategy is simple. Do as much as possible for as long as possible using the least amount possible. Right? So if you have 500,000, 100,000, stretch it. Because you're going to be using a lot of experiments, you're going to be trying to find out what works, what doesn't, right? And you want to be doing it as many times as possible before you run out of money. And depending on what kind of startup that you are starting, because you've got e-commerce, you've got social, you've got fashion, you've got education, you've got finance, and you've got a whole variety of types of startups. And some startups are technology focused, so you have to build the product a lot more. Some startups are a lot more about customer acquisition, so you have to do a lot of marketing. Some startups are about the e-commerce, it's very operational, right? So first you have to understand the DNA of your startup and what it takes to take you from point A to point B, right? To grow your valuation. And I have to say that, so my taxi is making about $50 million in revenue. And the reason why they're raising a lot of money is about competition and ensuring that they can capture the market, right? They've got no problem about sustainability and so forth. Uber is raising $1 billion. My taxi and Uber is paying the Uber drivers customer acquisition. They're buying customers, right? So, like for example, when you book a car, you book a cab using Uber, Uber guarantees the driver a certain amount of money. They're acquiring the customers. So now if my taxi doesn't fight, right? So Uber is going to win the regional market, for example. So, and one of the reasons also is about understanding your demographics and where you're at, and being able to raise money when it's hot. So for example, like if you're a startup in South America right now, the money has dried up. There is no way possible that you can raise money, and that's why Uber is raising ridiculous amounts of money today, because there are investors still willing to invest that kind of money, and they're going to raise it until it dries up. So Asia right now is a hotbed. A lot of money is being pumped in from the Japanese, from the Indians, right? So if you have a startup, you better raise the money now, because we don't know when Asia is going to be exactly like South America and there's no more money. It's all dried up, right? So in terms of sustainability, understand your business to say that, okay, if you have a social startup, if you're building the next dating app, right, or you're building the next meetup app, so you need to understand that, okay, I need to hit my user base to about 100,000 users. So what will it take? I need 5 guys. I need to spend on event marketing or social or growth hacking and stuff like that, and I need 18 months to do it. So hook or by crook, you need to find money for 18 months, right? So you can start with the 3 F's, like family, friends, and fools, right? That will give you that money. Or you can also start with angel investors and understanding how do you structure early stage VCs or investors so that they can exit when you want back the equity. Investors are very simple. They want to come in and they want to get out. They're not going to stay with you forever, right? So just know the mechanics of how do you actually use early stage investors and design very clear-cut exit strategies for them to get out so that later stage investors can come in, right? It's very simple. So structure it like that, understand, get sustainability. But again, there's some startups that are just can bootstrap, and like this guy is successful, he's got revenue, stuff like that. Fantastic, right? There are some startups or some ideas that you want to do that you just cannot bootstrap. You will not earn revenue in the beginning. So you've got the raise. When you've got the raise, you can, fundraising is an art. I've seen in Europe people raise €1 million for 5%. Okay, 5%. He has nothing. He doesn't even have an app. 5%, guys, €1 million, right? So it's not so much a science, it's about an art. You can convince the other guy at the end of the table with the money to dish it out, right? That's the skill of the entrepreneur. Okay. Some can do it, some can't. Okay, so yeah.
Your take on that?
Because technically, strictly speaking, I'm not quite a business person. So a bit overwhelming to hear about the big business model. Just speaking from my case and scenario, to me, it's just listening to the customer's needs. Sometimes altering, adjusting your products according to their feedback. That's what I do, and to be continuously creative.
Just now I mentioned that, if your startup don't even solve problems that people will actually put an effort to solve, then that's a huge problem, right? But sometimes if your team is really good at marketing or sales, they might convince people to actually use the app, right? And so what I'm trying to say is, if you have a bad idea, but good people, a strong team, the app might work. The app might work, and if you have a bad team but a good idea, even though the idea is so good but you have a bad team, then sorry to say that, people, money, and idea, and people is the most important thing. Your team is the most important thing. So back to the question, to sustain yourself in the long run, what I think is you have to really communicate well with your team member. So let's say I'm at a business side, and I know nothing about tech, and I have a tech co-founder that knows a lot, like everything about tech. And let's say he made some mistakes, and we have to redo again, and we have to postpone our launching time by 2 or 3 months. And the business guy will get very angry, right? Because he is not in the tech side, he doesn't understand coding, and doesn't understand a few codes might spoil the whole thing. So the business guy will be the one who is angry, and the other tech people will understand how the other tech team feels, right? So at the business side, you really have to communicate well with your tech team, and even the app, even you guys haven't started developing the app, I think you and your team member have to really talk about the equity share. We have to really be true to ourselves that what I can bring to the table, what your tech guy can bring to the table, what this designer can bring to the table, and from there we judge where to give our equity. So we have to really trust each other, and even though we screw up, and sometimes one of the team members screw up and they don't dare to tell other team members because they scared that other team members will get angry from them and reduce their equity or whatnot. So I think trust is really important. Communication is really important. So you really have to communicate well with all your co-founders. If your team can't even communicate well, can't even trust each other, even though your app idea or you have huge funding, it won't work, because people is the most important out of all three. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, anybody from the crowd would like to ask any questions? Any questions? Okay. Now, I like the slide of Jeff. There's one part where you mentioned if you want to sell 100 people, sell to 10 first. Now, that's to certain businesses, especially when they are in the experiment stage, right? Where you want to test whether it works, what works, what doesn't work, right? That's a very big challenge, and that's I would say, a defining moment, because that will actually define your future course of actions. Proceed, not to proceed, drop the ideas, change, modify, whatever you want to do. How you evolve your business from that point to the next level. Some might say, okay, fine, I want to just give up, this doesn't work. Some might say, okay, let me just take it, modify it. Now, I do believe that in your businesses, you do that very often, this innovation and creativity in terms of, your offering, your product offering, and I guess that's the idea, the strategic idea is like having a 50% discount that appeals to the audience. Now, that requires a lot of brainstorming among the owners, the CEOs, and the team members. Now, maybe perhaps just the CEOs we got here, so
What's your take? How do you do that, the internal process? I mean, do you find that very challenging? I mean, yes, you raise a very good question, which is having a good communication. But having said that, I've seen it when I was with the KFC group, so there was a lot of issues on communications, a lot of good ideas stuck there at 3,000 feet, never really come down to 3 feet level. So how do you handle these issues at your place?
So three things if you're thinking about this. So like in the lean startup, with something called getting empirical evidence. So empirical evidence is experience, observation, and experimentation, right? So depending on you as an entrepreneur, when you have you think about a solution, it's either two things: either you've experienced it or you've observed it, right? Could be someone close. Now the thing about a lot of entrepreneurs is that they stop at just experience and observation, and then they build the product. When you talk about a KFC in like 3,000 feet, right? Problem with 3,000 feet and ideas don't get done is that, for us, there is a very simple way to build an experiment and to go on and to find the data. When I say quick way to build an experiment, I'm talking about half a day, right? Not 2 weeks, not 1 month, where you think about something, I have a solution, right? You quickly build an experiment in half a day, and you spend the next week trying to find out whether or not your hunch and your observation, and then whether your observation and your experience is correct, whether or not you have an idea or solution worth doing, and whether you're solving a problem for the particular customer. So in terms of like communication, even if you are arguing between co-founders, to tell a co-founder, okay, you know what, let's not argue, let's go out and let's kind of get the data, right? Let's go and find out from the market, and it doesn't take too long. If you're wrong, you support your co-founder and say, okay, look, we'll do the experiment for a week, right? Design the experiment, go out and find the information, and let's find out. If it's a week and you're wrong, it's okay. You know why? Because you supported your co-founder, right? He has his hunch, right? And together you'll find out from the market whether or not it was correct or not. It's okay to waste a week. It's okay to waste a week, right? No problem. And then if it was invalidated, it was wrong, then your co-founder will stop bugging you in the first place, right? He had his chance. You gave him a chance. You supported him, right? You guys worked together. So that's the kind of cycle when you say fail fast, succeed faster. The need for speed to that. So that's how I would, in terms of answering a question, right, and not spending too much time deliberating, arguing, stuff like that. Just say, okay, half a day, let's go to the market and do it.
Yes, totally agree with that. My point of view is brainstorming. Firstly, you need to get a team with different strengths. For example, if you have a team that all their team members are tech guys, all of them are in programming, they probably agree agree that idea, but not necessarily that it's doable in outside in the market. So what my point of view, my opinion is get a team member that they have different strength, like a person that good at business development and another one that is good at operation. Then you can share a point of opinion with each other and come up with something better, because you have different opinions and not really fault, but it's just exchange of opinion. Of course, arguments happens all the time, but what we do, what Lean Startup and what all the startups are now doing is, the correct way is trial and error. Just go out and try out. You fail, at least you know what's your mistake. You fail second time, you improve more. You fail the third time, fourth time, fifth time, you're able to bring up something, even able to grow a successful business. Yeah. In a nutshell, first is a team. You get a team of different strength, which will form an excellent team. Not with a team with the same background, programming background, not a team with the same business development background. That will even make it worse, as you do not get ideas from
in another dimension. Yeah.
Hi, so what I think is between co-founders, right, we really have to accept each other ideas. So sometimes when we are developing the app, and in the middle of developing the app, sometimes we might face problem like other co-founders coming up with more new ideas to add in the app, and or remove some function from the app, and that will actually cause tons of problems. So you might think that it can be solved in a few days, but sometimes it can be months um, because the argument can go on and on and on non-stop. And what I think the best way to stop is we really have to accept each co-founder's idea and their suggestion. So to do that, once he has an idea, and the first thing we do is to validate and to do some R&D about the idea. And if the idea really can't work, we really have to explain to the guy that suggests the idea, because to him, right, the idea is something really big that might change the whole world, and for us it might sound really suck because we are from another point of view, right? So we have to, no matter how suck the idea is, we have to accept the idea, because what they think and what we think totally different.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and let us give them a. Yeah, you have a question? Oh, you have a question. Okay. Yeah.
Can I direct this question to Susan on his topic, which is now? He was saying that technology is taking out the jobs of human beings, so there will be unemployment. And he was suggesting on how can we solve this problem on, like he was suggesting a way that how to solve this unemployment. And he was saying he suggests us to change our concept on work lesser, and that means if we work lesser, we will earn lesser money, and how do we afford our family and all these kind of things. So one is that, and another one is you mentioned on a book that technology will steal away our job, but that's okay. Could you just sum up in a brief way that how is that okay to us with the robot and all?
Okay, you got 1 minute to summarize the answer. Okay.
Thank you.
Because after that we have the other sessions going on. Yeah. No, it's the other part of the event. So you can summarize the answer in a minute.
Okay, so what I think is, alright, so in the future, right, because of exponential technology, and we'll have tons of robots stealing our jobs, and the rate of unemployment will be higher and higher and higher. So the solution to solve that is we will be working with robots, and because there's no point competing with robots when robots can be more efficient than us, right? So our solution is to work lesser and have more fun by working with robots. So in the future, like, we really have to remove our idea, our system that has been implanted in us that we have to do something for a living. But in the future, robots will be doing most of our jobs. So we will only be assisting the robots in doing their job, because there's no point competing, like what I said. And yeah, so less work, more fun.
Just add in, give me 30 seconds. Okay, we see the problem, we know the problem, we know what we're gonna face, but do we have the information to solve that problem? No. So why not let the problem just hit us and just solve it? Why not just enjoy what we have now? What for getting so stressful, for thinking so much, have a sleepless night thinking how can we solve the problem? Just let the problem flow. Just let it hit us, then only we
Cross the bridge when we come to it.
Yes, it's just like MVP. Just get a product, try it out, and yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, you said we cross the bridge when we see one. Yeah. Okay. Thank you once again, all the speakers. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Yep, now it's a voting time. I'd like to request everyone to write the names of the speaker you like most. Write anything you like. Just approach them, give them the slip, and then we will see who received the most number of slips. Okay, you can just, it's a free flow, so you just walk around and give it to them the slips. Speakers, you can write your, you can also write your opinion. Okay, if you want to hand over, please walk free and pass it to them. Okay, we have 4 speakers today. All right, and our first speaker was Miss Ji Xian, maybe, okay, and our second was Mr. Jeff from Code Army, and our third, Mr. Jason. Where's Mr. Jason? Oh, there, Mr. Jason, and Mr. Jeff. Okay, so we have 4 speakers.
You have pens or
Okay, everybody have given their slips to the presenters? Okay, now let me go around. Miss Chi, how many you received? Okay. Jeff? Yeah. 9, okay. Jason? 1. And Jeff? 0. Okay, so we got our winner, Mr. Jeff. So he will be giving him about 2-3 minutes to say anything you want to share, anything with the audience.
5 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, we filled the time because we reduced it to 2 minutes. So sorry.
So thank you so much, guys. The thing is that what would you like to know? What would you like me to speak about? What questions you have? Any particular subject? Anything at all? You want to talk about fundraising?
Which stage is the startup is the right time to approach investors?
So you want to talk about funding? Okay, so which stage of the startup you should be approaching investors? Seed round, first round, fundraising. Okay. So got two feedback about fundraising. Anything else? Anyone have any questions? Yeah.
When you start something, when do you know it is successful or not?
Okay.
When you have an experiment.
Yeah, so when you want to know whether you're successful or not, okay. Okay, so that's maybe slightly different, but I'll try to cover it. Anything else? Fundraising, when's the right time to, okay. What aspect investors will be looking at. So I think that's maybe related. So I can kind of like mix it together with what we call metrics, right? What metrics will the investor be looking at? So okay, So fundraising, right? So I'm going to talk about fundraising in the local context here, right? Because fundraising in different regions and different countries is all different. In the Valley is different, in Europe is different, and let's talk about Malaysia, because I assume that you're going to do fundraising in Malaysia. Now, the landscape about fundraising in Malaysia is that you have a lot of government agencies coming and helping you with early stage investment, right? You have the angel business group or angel investors, high net worth individuals. Now the thing is about the truth about fundraising in Malaysia is that no one likes to fund you for product development, right? That's the truth. Even angel investors will only want to fund you when you have a product and you're trying to grow a market, right? So the biggest problem and the biggest hurdle you're going to be in Malaysia is that you have an idea and you want to build the first version of your product. If you're trying to raise money from an angel investor who is not a family friend or a fool, right? Then you're going to have a lot of problems. Okay. So one of the other things about the Malaysian landscape is that Malaysia understands this, the government understands this, and the government has been introducing a set of policies to help with fundraising. So how many of you have heard of something called the angel tax policy? At all? Okay, great. Right. So what the angel tax policy says is that if a single individual, a high net worth individual, invests in your startup, okay, as high as RM500,000, right, and doesn't take more than 30% of your startup, right, they are eligible for tax exemption. Right. So what it means is that, let's say, right, I invest in your company, okay, RM500,000, okay, which is an example, okay, and your company fails. So I lose RM500,000, right? But the angel tax policy then allows me to go to the income tax and offset my losses. So I don't have to pay RM500,000 worth of income tax, right? Because I've invested in his startup. Individual. This is the angel tax policy, yeah. So the goal of this tax policy is Malaysia recognizes that there's a lot of high net worth individuals, right? That will and they want these individuals to participate in innovation, in building new businesses, right? So it's only applicable for individuals, not companies yet at this point in time. Right? So you have that option. So those are one of the things is to drive more individuals into the startup world and to invest in you to help you build your business very early on. The other thing is that with regards to funding, you have a lot of government-run agencies that give you grants. You got Cradle that give you RM150,000 for product development and also RM500,000 for commercialization. And you have all these other guys at MDEC and all that kind of stuff. But now all these funds are kind of like drying out. So the question about when to raise money, right? When to raise money. So you want to be able to raise money when 2 more minutes. One more minute, right? So there's always not there's never a wrong time to raise money, right? The goal here is that if you can convince the other person of a good valuation of your company and someone's offering you the money, right? And if you're not diluting yourself too much, then take it. And and that's the rule of a startup, because the more money you have, and the longer the runway you have, so you can survive for 24 months or 36 months or whatever it is. The more runway you have, the more the more that you can do, the more probability that you will get it right to the point of success. So if you have a runway of 12 months or less, then there's a chance that, okay, when I reach 12 months, I may have not figured out everything yet. I may have not figured out my customer. I may have not figured out my products. I may have not figured out my marketing strategy. I may have not figured out how to go to market, right? And you'll be kicking yourself in the foot to say, oh shit, I should have taken the other money. I would have extended my runway for the next 12 months. So that's the thing. Now, the question about you, just quickly question about you, right? Is about metrics. So metrics, what sophisticated investors will look at determines on your startup. If you're doing a social startup, they will look at certain metrics with regards to customer behavior, not Facebook likes, not mobile downloads, and not all that kind of crap. things like how many times the user comes back, how engaged are they on your platform, you know, do they come back 3 times a week, 5 times a week, that kind of stuff, right? So if you are doing a financial startup, it's different metrics. If you're doing an education startup, it's different metrics. If you're doing a fashion startup, it's different metrics, right? But there are certain norms within those industries that investors will look at. And the same question to, I think, with one of you, how do you know you're successful? Is when you hit good numbers on those actionable and key metrics in your startup. So I don't have time to elaborate on that, right? What each segment or what each industry, what investors look at with regards to metrics and to determine whether or not they will know, okay, whether or not your startup is a hot startup or you're going to die. Sorry? I'm not sure actually where you find a link for that metrics, but I'm pretty sure anything you want you can find online. I'm sure there are cheat sheets and with industry. Oh, actually this guy, his name is Bowie Guy, and he's doing something called a startup world report, and he's going from country to country, region to region, and he's just dissecting startups and trying to identify like what startups are hot at what region. So you might get some information in these kind of guys who do these kind of reports. And the metrics might also be demographic based or geographical based, right? That means if you are a fashion startup in London, different. Fashion startup in Asia, different. Okay? Right?
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Now we come to the next stage. Now I would like to invite our Mr. Eddie Tang, who is from the Startup Hub, and he's also the co-organizer for today's event to share some of the thoughts that he wants. Okay, let's welcome Mr. Eddie.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. My name is Eddie Tan. I'm from Med Incubators in Berhad. I'm in charge of Startup Hub Supplementary, and I'm also helping out with Startup Hub Help Units team. Okay. The reason why we are here today is actually this is a platform for all of you all. What do I mean by platform for all of you? It is a platform where you all can actually practice and come up with ideas. This is a validation platform for all of you. In regards of your ideas, in regards of your pitching. Okay, the reason why Ricky started Pitch and Win is because he sees there's a need, okay, for entrepreneurs and people starting out to come out and talk about themselves, to come out and talk about their product. Okay, most often times when we go for a business presentation or we sit in for a business presentation, okay, we notice that those people who are presenting their ideas, their business, they lack a lot in terms of skills. So for Ricky, he sees that this is his idea to help people, okay, people like you all, to brush up on your skills in terms of presentation, in terms of your business ideas, and so forth. So for Med Incubator, we are going together with Pitch and Win, Mr. Ricky Su, okay, is to come up with ideas where it's relevant for people like you all, okay, to have a platform, okay, like teach something. This is already series number 3, okay, teach something series number 3, okay. It started out as an idea in a chicken rice shop at Jalan Gasing, okay. This something idea came up in a chicken rice shop at the Jalan Gasing. Because why? Again, we would like to share information which is relevant to all of you. My first session to teach something at the Startup Supplementary, there was almost 30 over people there. I would say it's full house. I even had people standing up because there wasn't enough chairs and seats. I wasn't expecting so many people there. Okay, but what is important is I would like you all to go back, all right, see those that need help, okay, in terms of their presentation, the ideas. When they talk to you, they seems to have a lot of ideas. They are very smooth and all that. But when they actually are right in front of everybody whom they don't know, most times people freeze. Most times the presentation is slow. Most times it's jerky. Okay, but by coming to platforms like this, where you can get to actually practice and not have people laugh at you, I think it's a very valuable platform for you to be in. So my message to you all is that for future events like this, try to bring along more people to come along, okay, so that there's more chances for people to pitch and to learn, okay. So and the reason why we do not set the topics, the reason why the organizers do not set topics, but just a team, is just that every one of y'all, okay, can think of a topic which is relevant to each and every one of y'all. So this is a peer-to-peer information sharing session. So I hope that this initiative can go on for as long as possible, and also be beneficial to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Eddy. All right, now I would like to invite Dr. Gan, who is from the Harp University, and let us all welcome Ms. Gan, who is going to hear and share some her thoughts with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai. First of all, a confession. When I walked in here this afternoon, I was a bit nervous. I'm supposed to give a value sponsor speech, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Okay, and I look at the topic, lean startup, tech crunches. I barely know what is lean startup. I know it's Eric Ries or something, which I actually Googled him from the internet, when my boss asked me whether I'm up for this event during Chinese New Year. And I mean, there's so many, like, when you key in lean startup in Google, you've got, like, in a matter of 0.3 seconds, you've got like 1 million over, information about what it is. And that's what I call information overload. So I really don't know, but thanks to our friend Zafru, I learned a fair bit of things from him, what lean startup is. And then I thought about tech crunches. Oh my gosh, I'm hardly a tech savvy person. I just started using WhatsApp, by the way, just like 3 months ago. So, but right now, standing in front of you, I'm even afraid that I'll forget some points when I want to make this so-called speech. So I've got a list of things that I've written down in case I've forgotten. I'm very impressed. And first of all, I want to thank Ricky for initiating this so graciously to help all these, upcoming successful, I would say, upcoming successful entrepreneurs of the future, right? If you're not already successful, right? But I'm sure you're on your road to success. I mean, I learned about this Teach Something series from Facebook. I was connected, on Facebook on it, and I confess, I barely went to actually find out what it actually is, but it's a wonderful platform whereby you're brought together, coordinated, and streamlined to focus on a topic that you can share and learn, with people along the same wavelength as you. It's a friendly, non-hostile environment, very supporting as I can see, and I mean, honestly, it's great to see, it's very inspiring to see such things coming from young, vibrant people like you all. It's also an opportunity, of course, for you all to educate people of the wonderful journey that you're on, of the things that you're coming up with, and it's also an avenue for people like us, for me, to try to identify what are the gaps is it that is necessary that we can do as an education institution, emphasizing so much on entrepreneurship training and development and education, what we can do for groups of people like you. So again, thank you very much. Special thanks to Encik Zafrul again for making this statement, and I had to write it down. NBA is useless in doing startup. He actually echoed my thoughts over the past 2 months when I have been cracking my head, how do I sell my Masters of Entrepreneurship? I'm a senior lecturer here in Help University in the Elm Graduate School. At the same time, I'm also the program lead for the Masters of Entrepreneurship. A very, very difficult to sell program, despite we are giving a 50% bursary right now, 16,800 for a full master's program. And on top of it, we have all these facilities, startup hub at Help University, whatever we're building up, to facilitate the needs of entrepreneurs, to incorporate practical as well as experiential experience for our students. I still have not increased my student numbers. So I have came to the point when I say, when people ask me, why don't I do an MBA? I feel more secure with MBA. But seriously, a Masters of Entrepreneurship, with what we are offering in terms of pedagogy and andragogy, is really a cutting-edge MBA. I don't want to sell too much the program, but I have your contact numbers. I'll keep you informed when we have interesting things and promotions. Okay? And the next thing I also want to thank Jeff. Was very impressed and very happy to see a young chap like him who's just into the off-peak .minds, less than a year, right? Less than a year, and telling a whole group of people the meaning of entrepreneurship, and he got it so spot on. It's not about making money. It's really not about making money. It's about having a vision, having a passion to contribute to the need of society in a certain way. So thank you, and thank you again for this afternoon, for coming here and giving me a chance to meet all of you. I hope we continue our relationship in a more consolidated, structured manner to help, offer benefit of everyone. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Gan. All right, and now the last session is, let me invite the person who have actually organized this whole thing. Yeah, let us give us a huge round of applause for Ricky So. Yeah. So, Ricky, all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, and Gong Xi Fa Cai to all Chinese. And thanks all for coming. First of all, I would like to register, or I would like to give a token of appreciation for all the speakers who have shared and volunteered to share and speak in this afternoon. First off, Zafro, this is a little sticker for you. I'll explain what it is later on. And Jeff, maybe you can stick on your name tag because you can exchange something later on with these stickers. And one more, who is Jason? Come. So I'm not the hero, they are the heroes today. Let's give them a round of applause for their sharing. Oh, last but not least, there's also a special token for the winner as well. What this is actually, we are actually trying to design and make some really nice badges for the speakers and the contributors to our events, not only in Teach Something series, but also other Pitch and Win series as well. And because we have not come up with that badge yet, so we use this temporarily. Later on, if you come again, you can exchange it with the speaker's badge. And what's so special about the speaker's badge is that now you collect one. Next time you speak again, you collect second one. Then when you collect 3 badges, you can exchange your 3 badges with one nicer badge. Okay, that is called gamification, but I'm going to elaborate that only next month when we really launch it. Okay, so who am I? I'm Ricky Su. I'm the founder of Pitch and Win, and Pitch and Win is the organizer behind this event and other events with the help of partners like Startup Hub and Hub University and others as well. Okay, I am basically a very quiet and introvert guy since I was small, and don't limit my time now. I'm the last one anyway. But I think I have certain ideas, I have certain talents, but I'm not given the chance to speak up in events. Normally you go to any events, or most of the events, if you need to speak, either you need to be someone, some experts, or you need to be a paid member. And I'm not someone, and I don't want to pay anyone, so I don't get to speak and express my ideas and talents. So what to do? Create an event platform for everyone who is like me. Ordinary people can get together and share something together. Now, actually, this is not a typical pitch and win session. In a typical pitch and win event, actually, some of us will share something about ourselves for 2-3 minutes, and then we will vote for the best 1 or 2 best presenters who will be given extra time to elaborate on their sharing. And if somebody is so good in speaking and sharing and pitching, then he or she will be given more time to share. And if someone is not that good, then at most you listen to him or her for 2-3 minutes only. So this is a place for us all to practice. And we make it free, and we make it open to everyone, so that the hindrance or the barrier of entry to come to this kind of events is very low. And then actually what we are doing here is leading a quiet movement in order to turn the tide around, because most of the events are actually very much speaker based. Speaker focused, they focus on the big names. Nothing wrong with that, but how about the majority of us? Okay, we also want to express ourselves. We also need a platform to speak up. So this is a platform we are trying to build. Okay, by the way, I nearly got into Help College that time, more than 10 years ago. Okay, but Help College rejected me. I remember that. Okay, but actually I was late in applying the course. Then I graduated in a computer science degree from another institution, and I was a programmer and software developer. Until today, I can still program very well in PHP, MySQL, and HTML, and other things I do not know. Anyone remember what is Visual Basic? Visual Basic. Okay, I belong to that generation. Okay, there's a lot I need to catch up. Okay, from you guys, young chaps and technical people. That's why we also this kind of event is benefiting me as well as most of you, because it helped me to catch up with all the latest things like the shopping cart and so on. Okay, so without further ado, what I wanted to say, Pitch and Win is actually free. And many people ask me and ask us, why are you doing this for free? Okay, now if money is very important, we will have failed like 140 times in the past 18 months. Because in the past 18 months, we have directly and indirectly organized 140 events without charging any money. Okay, except two, two we charge money. Then what we are trying to do, as we say, we are trying to mobilize more people to speak. Okay, our tagline is let me speak. So as you speak, we'll give you more badges later on. We should have launched this earlier on. Okay, and about this Teach series is a new trial. You can call, I've been using Lean Startup concepts as I put out much earlier on. I've been using Lean Startup concept in many areas of life, including starting new events. I don't know whether an event works or not, but no harm, just try it out and see how's the validation and what kind of learning I can get from an event. So today is actually the third session for Teach Something series, and from the first, second, and third, we learn something. For example, today is our first time to do a forum, and I have the feeling that it is consuming a lot of time. So maybe next time we won't want to do that. Okay, and for this Teach Something series, we are trying to build a platform where everyone, No matter you are common people or not so common people, we get together and share things together. Okay, teach and share whatever you know. Okay, there's one Chinese saying who say that out of 3%, okay, there must be one person who can be my teacher. Right? There's a Chinese saying, but I would like to venture to say that actually all 3 persons can be our teachers. Okay, but just different areas. Maybe some people can share better, can teach better. Some people needs a little bit more training. But no problem. Okay, we can all get together and train together. So this is what we are trying to do. Okay, this event is impossible without my team of helpers and organizers. I also would like to introduce them. Can I ask them to come up in front, please? Catherine, Joanne, Samson, Nicholas, and Shay.
Samson?
I promised them they will be giving 2 or 3 sentence pitch about themselves. And in pitch and win, we learn to present ourselves in a short period of time. And if you can impress people in 30 seconds or 1 minute, then you have achieved your purpose. Maybe you can start with Catherine first, lady first.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So first of all, thank you for Ricky to brought me up to this event. And actually, I learned. It's good for me. And even I haven't started my own business, but I might start my business one day. Even if I didn't start my business, one day, it's still nothing. It's still not a loss for me. So currently I'm working as a consultant, a web consultant in Kelana Jaya for web and IT outsourcing services. So and still thank you for Ricky's and and hope you all learn something today. So thank you.
If you need any help in web design or designing your startup's website, go to her. Okay, if you want to host your website, go to me. I own a hosting company.
I'm a
okay,
competitor.
Joanne.
Joanne? Oh. Alright, hi, I'm Nicholas. I actually am a web developer in a company called Tricross Energy. We actually do websites. One of our clients you might recognize is Urban Skates, and we actually did the website for them. Currently, I do not quite have a startup idea, but rather I'm trying to run this service called findrecycler.com. It's a service that allows you to locate your nearest recycling facility, whether it's anything to recycle or whether you're nearby anything. You can just have a profile and just profile all the facilities nearby that you want to recycle the items. It started when I actually was cleaning my room and I found out there were a lot of recyclable items, and so I was thinking why not make a service rather than I tried to actually Google everywhere and I couldn't find like a suitable one-stop place, unbiased place to recycle. So make it semi-crowdsourced. Anyone has a recycling facility they own or something they want to contribute, they can put it up there. Or if anyone wants to look for places to recycle their items, they can go to that website also and search it. But other than that, in my day job, I'm a WordPress developer. And if you also need help with the websites, do come to us. We also offer web services. So thank you. You're a designer, right?
Anyone else?
Hi everyone. My name is Samson, and I would like to thank Vicky for inviting me to do the teaching. Actually, I don't have a intention to start the startup yet, due to I don't have an idea at the moment, and I also need the importance of learn how can I manage a team first. That's the thing. And I currently doing the mobile UI design for some of the team, especially either the startup or doing the hackathon. I think that's it for me.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Joanne. Right now, actually, I'm between job. I was senior admin executive in the training and management services. So actually, I'm actually joining this pitch and wings since last year, and then I'm quite supporting this event because it's giving a chance to speak in the public. Share my experience. I mean, a few months. I mean, the last year, I actually can't speak in front in this group a group of people. I can't say well in front of people. But when I try to join the pitch and wings and some of the events held by pitch and wings, actually I brave enough to come up to speak. So thanks, Ricky, you brought me to this event. Thank you.
I'd like to say the number one gung-ho person I know is myself because actually 1.5 years ago I could not speak well, but now I improve a little bit because of the events, 140 events that I've been organizing.
Okay, you hear me all the times throughout from the beginning. My name is Syed Wakar. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Global Corporate Academy. By profession, I'm a trainer. I train people. Well, how I came up in this training business, back in 2012, I was involved in the PEMANDU, the Performance Management Unit. We were in the City and Corridor Lab, where we saw a lot of competency gaps, and there was need for a lot of training and development in different industries. And I thought, why not I try this? I go into training. Went up to PSMB, got my certification as a trainer. And in 2013, I started this training company, and that's what I do. And well, I got to know Ricky by Google. I was just searching for some networking clubs, and suddenly I got into Ricky's club. And from there on, we organized a couple of things together. And another thing that I'm going to do next is I'm actually a KPI expert, so I work on key performance indicators. So we're going to have a lab. It's a free of charge as well, especially for business owners, entrepreneurs who have problems with your KPI, whether it's a planning or in implementation or evaluation. You can just come to the lab. We are going to limit to 5 individuals in each lab so that we can focus on those 5, and we can sort it out all your issues. So that we will be launching in March. If you want to get more information, you log on to meetup.com and you get more information on that lab. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's give a thunderous applause for all the helpers and organizers. Thank you. Okay, be seated. Okay, briefly about me. I own an IT company for nearly 10 years, and if you want to get free hosting, come to me. Sorry?
Free.
Free hosting, not as supported, really free hosting. Okay? But there's a gamification behind. Okay. All right, so I just want to make 2 announcements. One announcement is that our next Teach Something event will be held in a big place. Okay, it will be held in SME Corp. Who knows this? Platinum Central, KL Central. Okay,
oh, yeah.
It's a big auditorium. We are going to team up with Pandemic and do something. Then the team for next time will be selling. Marketing and branding. So how to sell, how to market, and how to brand your products and services, and also your startups. So come to this event on the 12th of March. It's a Thursday, 12th of March, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. free of charge. Okay, and just go to KL Central. We already lined up 5 speakers actually. And the next one is I would like to invite anyone interested to join our helper team. Also, if you are interested to organize such an event, you can join us. You can learn how to organize, and then maybe you can one day organize one for yourself. No problem. Okay, this event doesn't belong. I mean, now it belongs to me. It belongs to Teach and Read, but I planned it to let go and let someone take over. Okay, and thanks for the co-organizer of Startup Hub. In fact, I learned a lot of things from my incubator about startup. That's how I started to learn startup lah. Okay, last time I was from the SMEs and business side, and I feel that there are a lot of things SME businesses can learn from startup, and a lot of things startups can learn from SME businesses as well. And thanks to Shaid for hosting this session, and also to the Hub University. Just kidding about the rejection of my application. I love Hub University. In fact, I know one of the founders. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming. Let's give everyone a round of applause for being here. Thanks again, MC.
All right, I think I'm sure you guys are tired. Let's just finish it off with the last one for the photo session. Just one nice photo. This is picture speak 1,000 words. So let's just have one photo session.
NEDI. We also do e-commerce websites. So if you go to gadgetworld.my, that's our client. Yeah. And we actually use another platform called Magento. So yeah.
The speakers just here.
Your thing is, I think it's totally dry. Okay.
Can it be with the center? Either.
Stop.